Good morning. Just trying to get everything set up here. Then we will make sure we have some audio. Let's see here. Yep, sounds like audio is good. Oh. Alrighty. So let's kind of take a look and see what we got from overnight. Looks like we had a push back up into the 790s. So we're pretty much right where we closed at. Pretty much right where we kind of closed at there. So I guess that's kind of the low for midnight. That's the highs. We're above the VWAP. ES and Nasdaq both above the VWAP. All right, just about to open. Let's get our Stop setup. Get it set up here. See what we got. Oh, kind of pulling back into the VWAP. Don't really love opening up at the VWAP here. But we'll see what happens. All right. 3 o'clock. Let's see. Kind of thinking we push into those highs, probably. Not much happening so far. Pulling back into the VWAP here. ES kind of turning back down. We'll take a little short here, just see if we get a quick meltdown here. Taking off right there. ES approaching the VWAP. Good morning, 6. Yeah, thank you. ES is approaching the VWAP there, so let me get a bounce here. I guess it could just sell right through, but we just took a little quick $75. Nothing, crazy. How's it going, Juker? Good morning. So the ES trying to lose the VWAP there. Maybe we could have held that trade a little longer there. Maybe we'll wait for a little pop back up and we'll re-enter short. We got a pivot to the downside there at the 80 level. Pivot to the downside at the 80 to kind of be aware of. Yeah, I killed that trade just because the ES was approaching the VWAP. It was right at the VWAP. Could have just bounced there. Where did I say the pivot was? I think I said it was at the 80. It's at 50. I don't know why I said 80. Don't quite know why I said 80. Who knows? So I want to see a little pop back up here. Pop back up here, and then we'll re-enter short there. See kind of target that swing low there. So that's kind of what we're looking for. We'll see what happens. We will see what happens. All right, well, we got the pop. Well, that may not be the result we're looking for. The ES is on a bully mission here. Yeah, not in love with that. I think we just take the long. I was originally thinking we would take out that 75 area first, but then we moved down. ES just blasted right back up there. I would expect it to continue higher, but now. ES pushing into the 88s here. Pushing into the 88s. This thing might just get me in both directions. Kind of want to see it hold the VWAP now. I want to see that ES get back above that 90 there. Start pushing. I want to see us kind of push through the high of day there. Might move my target up if the ES get above that 90. We did kind of sweep the highs there, or at least from the midnight hour there. Well, we'd like to see it push. May not happen. Stop chewing on. Hold on. What do you got? Oh. I think he's got some food. Harambe. Good morning. In Q is a range on the 1 hour chart from the low. Short-term high, I think whatever side is taken first will like liquidity run. Yeah, very well could be. Very well could be. Certainly going to keep an eye on it. I'd like for it to go ahead and run up and take those highs. That'd be ideal. That would be ideal. But doesn't always care what we think is ideal. Got some buy volume coming in here now. The ES still is not taking the midnight highs there. It's kind of getting through that 90. It's at about 87. Just trying to be patient with it. Let it kind of work. Back to our entry. Do I wake up to trade at this time or do you stay up? No, I wake up to trade at this time, Harambe. I wake up. I'm on the East Coast. So it's 3 a.m. here. Try to go to bed early. But doesn't always work that way. So I'm not really in love with how the ES is looking here for the push up. Might just kill this. ES kind of getting rejected there at the 88. Was hoping to see the ES breach that 89 level, but hoping to see it breach the 89 level, but it did not. So gotta hold this VWAP. We lose the VWAP, I'll probably just kill it. We did kind of take out the midnight highs there. But if we hold the VWAP, then we'll stay in there. Do I trade full time? Well, that is the question. I trade the New York and the London session, but do I count on this as income? Nope. No, we don't count on it as income. Not yet. Not yet. This account on the right is our is only my second funded account ever. So, and equity, I'm just now building it up. So we're at about $1,500 in equity on this account. This is the Topstep account. I do have 3 other funded accounts that I will be launching on Monday. 2 with Bulenox, 1 with Apex. So that'll be 4 total. I'm hoping to really get another one across the finish line today. I have another Bulenox that's only about 14 or 1500 away. So maybe we can have a nice day and get that one there too. So I'm relatively new at trading, I would say. I've only been trading for about 11 months. So just kind of watching here. Like I said, this setup's okay. I'm just not in love with the way the ES is kind of looking here. Kind of want to see that ES get going. Six, have I ever opened a live brokerage? Yes, I have. I currently have a Trade of 8. Well, not yet. Well, it's through Trade of 8. I have a live account. How much have I lost in the live account? Let's see. I would guess I'm probably maybe $3,000 or $4,000 down in that live account. That was the whole reason that I started using the prop firms, is because I opened that live account first and was like, I'll just, go at it. And then within, I don't know, a month or two, lost, $3,000 or $4,000 just doing it kind of when I had time. And then realized, like, hey, probably best to learn on someone else's dime, cheaper to learn using the prop firms. So what do I do for a living? Well, that's an interesting question. So for the last, let's see, since 2009, I've been the cable guy. So I work for a cable company installing internet, but I'm not currently working there. So I don't really do anything for a living right now, as odd as that sounds, but right now I'm trying to make this YouTube gig work, and trying to get the trading to start paying. That's what I'm trying to do. So fortunate enough to be in a situation right now to where I'm not really working, but to be able to do this. ES looking a little better here, trying to retest that 90 level. Trying to see if some buyers come in here strong. But yeah, I installed cable for a long time. And before that, I was the store manager at a rent-a-center. I don't know if you guys know what that is. Store manager at a rent-a-center from like 2005 to for about 5 years. So that was kind of a fun job. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the cable job too. The only thing I didn't enjoy is working outside. I mean, I enjoyed working outside, but like the weather, the extreme hot, extreme cold, the rain, that sort of thing. I don't know if I should hold this and just let it do what it does. Let's see here. Well, this thing's trying to retest that VWAP there. Harambe says, good luck to you. I'm in the same situation. I used to do construction, but I saved enough money to stop working for now and focus on learning how to trade. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, good luck to you. I mean, it's not, it's one of those things where if you find a strategy, just try to stick to it and go from there. You find something that works for you. So ES kind of rejected that 90 level again. Yeah, I would encourage you to start off with a prop firm. That's kind of the easiest way there to learn. Or I guess start off with a sim if you really want to learn. Although to be honest with you, sim is just not the same even as a prop firm. It's easy to kind of make money in a sim and then have no emotion about it. I've had $20,000 in my, a day in my practice account sometimes, but easier to do in the practice. I want this thing to go. I'm trying to be patient with it. I mean, as long as it stays above the VWAPs, no real reason to close it. But, testing my patience here. Yeah, it's kind of bouncing off that 85 there. I think if we get a nice little move up, it'll be a quick push up or a quick push down here. Pushes back up into the 80 area here, we may consider taking profit. If we get it. For some reason, let's see, 6S. For some reason, I keep on blowing your values, even though I'm like $200 away from passing. I just flop and blow it up. Yeah, the thing that I would do, 6, is make sure you're taking premium setups, because I know what happens to me when I get close. Well, before. I'm doing better at it now. But when I would get close to the getting it funded, I would just kind of be like, oh, this looks good, all right? Or I think this is going to happen. And that's not a good strategy. I think is not a good strategy, right? So just wait for the good setup. I still trade that way sometimes. This Topstep account, for whatever reason, I did that yesterday morning. I lost $945 on it, or $925. But I was green on all the other accounts because I took the proper setups on those accounts. And on this account, I kind of did the I think thing. Oh, I think this is going to do this. And I did it just now, too. I didn't wait for a setup. I was just like, oh, I think it's going to take the highs. And I jumped in. So that's what I would say. Well, this thing's not looking great here. Should get one more bounce back up before it might sell off. But yeah, just pick a strategy and stick to it. Don't trade on the I thinks. It took me, I mean, like I said, I try to be transparent with you guys and be honest. It took me probably, 7 or 8 months before I actually passed a prop firm. I only traded Topstep to begin with. Wasn't super familiar with the other ones. And all right, we're just going to kill that. Probably took me like 8 months to finally pass Topstep. As you know, Topstep had like much more stricter rules. And you had to do the 2-step evaluation and all that stuff. But I do think that kind of helped me. I started trading other prop firms, as well. But the first funded account I got, I blew in like a week. And I can blame it on whatever I want to blame it on. But at the end of the day, really, watch this thing. I'm going to try to bounce. The truth is, so I was very conservative on it the first 2 trading days. I want to say I was up maybe like $50. And I just took the $50. And then I was trading London. And I had the account pulled up. And I put on a trade, kind of a little swing trade, when I went to sleep. And I didn't realize I accidentally put it on in the funded account. And when I woke up, I was down $700. So I just took it off at $700. And it was just kind of downhill from there. So I blew that account. That was on Apex. But since I got this one funded on Topstep, I've been taking it slow. I've had this account about 10 days now. Up $1,554 in it in equity. Just taking it slow and trying to get that thing to $2,500 so I can take a payout. Get to $2,500 so I can take maybe a $500 payout or something. So just kind of taking my time with it. And the other 3 accounts I'll start on Monday. Will give me 4 total. We will take in. I'm going to give myself 3 weeks, 3 trading weeks to get those to $2,600 each, and then hopefully beyond that we'll be able to start taking some payouts. Yeah, that's a good point there, Harambe. What type of size are you using? Are you using more than one contract? Because in my experience on a 50K, no reason to use more than one contract. No real reason to use more than one. So we did kind of trade back up. Well, I probably should have just taken this. I don't know. This is kind of chasing this. We are at the 50 level, and there is a pivot there at the 50, but we're kind of below it now. I guess we'll take a little scalp through the low of day. Maybe we'll be able to get it, or not low of day, but the midnight low here. It should take that out quickly. It might take me out quickly, though. Yeah, if you notice, 6, I will never. I'm never trading more than one contract. I'm only taking one contract. No real reason for more than that on the 50K. On the combine, or once you get funded. Now, once you get funded and you get some distance and you get comfortable, then I don't see any problem with taking more. Oh, man. But, yeah. In general, one's plenty. In general, one should be enough. I mean, maybe 2 if you have the idea you want to leave a runner, or maybe even use micros. I tried the micro thing and just, trading like 10 micros at one time, taking maybe 4 or 5 off, take 5 off at a certain, maybe 5 points, and then take the rest off later. Yeah, it's all about self-control. You can see this morning I'm kind of just pressing the button here. That's not what you want to do. It's not what you want to do. I'm not really trading a strategy or anything. Just like, oh, this is I think mode. This is going to take that off. Eat the loss. All right, now let's just kind of reset here. Yes, pushing below the VWAP there. All right, let's see what happens here. I'd like to see a little pop back up into the 56 area, and then maybe we can enter short. Kind of put our stop in a proper spot. Yes, trading down into the 80 area. Kobe Bryant once said, if you want to be confident, you need to be prepared. So keep studying. You'll be more confident. Yeah. Juker said he's been through the journey and been a full-time trader for some time now, so you know the struggles. Yeah, there you go. All right, we pushed through the lows there. Or not through. Well, I guess that was the low. I'd like to see a little bounce back up here. We can take an entry. Oh. I want to see a little push back up here. ES kind of losing that 80 area. Kind of made relatively equal lows here. I'd like to see a quick push back up into the 50 maybe. If you guys haven't already, hit that like button for me. Subscribe. Appreciate it. So I want to see a little push back up into the 50 area potentially. And then we can enter short. Didn't take this liquidity down here yet, so I would imagine that it might. I would imagine that it might. I want to see a little more push up than that. May not get it, but that's what I'd like to see. That's what we'd like to see. They're not really getting the push back up yet. Huh. Interesting. See what happens here. Waiting for a little push back up here. Maybe we can enter short, but interesting. There we go. Taking out that liquidity there. All the way down to the 24. ES still hasn't taken out the low a day there. I thought about entering short here, but I really wanted that move back up into the 50. So just trying to be a little more careful there since we're already down. Let's check this out here. Kind of bouncing back up here. I mean, the only problem with it is we already took that liquidity, right? Kind of took that liquidity there that we were thinking it would take. So let's see if we get a bounce back up here to the upside. Maybe we eclipse that 50 area, or we turn down. ES did not take the low a day there, so there is some liquidity still to the downside there on the ES. So we kind of breach 50 here. I would expect us to go back, you know, maybe to move back to the upside. If we breach maybe like 54. But could just turn back down. I don't normally do this, but if there is anybody interested in trading or signing up for Bulenox, what is it? Apparently this code will get you the 90% off still, even though they don't have. This is not my codes, guys, but I like sharing it with you. So apparently these codes will get you the 90% off on the 50K account and the 100K account if you're interested right now. Just found that out, so we will be using those ourselves. Turned away there, kind of hit my target. I was looking for the 48 area. That's okay. But yeah, if you're interested, you can get 90% off. Again, those aren't my codes, but they work. My code only gets you 40% off, so we want you to have the best deal. You're looking for 52? Well, that's where my stop is, so if you get it, we know we're in trouble. Do have the pivot there at the 50. I would expect this thing to turn back down just only because the ES didn't take the liquidity to the downside, but the ES also didn't take the liquidity to the upside either. And it's relatively equal highs up there, but who really knows? I guess you're probably, yeah, I didn't even notice this thing didn't push quite as high as I was expecting it to there. It's gonna move my stop down. Don't want to lose on this, so let's just make it to where we can't. Yeah, this, you know, the way the ES looks here, it has me thinking it's going to move down, but this kind of structure does look a bit reversely here. But who knows? What's going on, Samir? Yeah, we've had some decent moves. I'm not really capitalized on any of them, as you can see. As I do. I was in the profit on that. I took a long up in here somewhere right about there, 68. So I was up a decent amount there. Didn't take it. Got stopped out for a loss. Then I took a short. Took it off for another loss. And it ended up going. So both times kind of, you know, not quick enough to take profit. And then not trusting the trades. Taking them off. Taking for losers. Taking them for some losers. I was kind of expecting us to sell back down too, since we're kind of ES is below that 80. Probably. I mean, it's possible. Who knows? Probable, possible, same thing. Well, kind of pushing back up into the 50 here. So probably a good thing we got out of that trade there. Kind of the ES concerns me here. This would be a long. I mean, I would think it would be a long, but I don't know if the ES is going to turn back down or not. If we can kind of get above that 50, we can get going here. Or above 80. It's kind of testing it. Some accumulation. Well, it's probably going to accumulate me. Let's see here. Just watching the ES. I wanted to kind of get above that 80. Get going. So sort of testing that 80 level here. I think it's going to pop through there. Should have a nice little burst up if it does on the ES there. Just kind of watching it. Going to take a little energy to get above that pivot there, but I think we can do it. I'm going to break even here. Don't want to give anything. Well, we're already down, so you get what I mean. Want to get through that strong. I was thinking we get through this area strong, but I know there's a pivot there, but goodness. ES kind of popped that 80 there for a second. Kind of popped it there for a second. We get above 50 here, we can really get moving. I guess we do got the top of the hour coming up here. Is he going to give it one more go here? I don't know. Probably. Don't know if I want to enter again. ES kind of rejected that 80 area. It's trying to get going. It's not quite there yet. Just kind of watching here. If the volume comes in, maybe we take a long. There's the top of the hour. No volume to speak of. No volume. Actually, there comes some now. Do we think it's going to spike above 80? Probably. If we can get above this 50 area strong here, we should get a nice spike into 60. ES kind of just banging its head on 80 there. Volume coming in here finally. Let's see if we can push on up. Targeting 66 and then 83. Yeah. Could get there. I want to see this thing just push through here strong right now. I don't want to really... It gets rejected again. Not going to love it. But... There we go. ES kind of pushing now into the 81s. Should get a nice little flush up here. Let's go. Come on. Come on. You can do it. Or maybe you can't do it. I don't know. I mean, it keeps testing that pivot. 52 hit, yeah. Breakfast time. Nothing wrong with that. Kind of watching here. Buyers trying to come back in here. Trying to. He has up to 81 there. All right, if we don't get through this time, I mean, I don't want to see this thing come back, so. Let's log in a little something. Should go this time if it's going to go. Should be able to go if it's gonna go. Now is the time. There she goes. I'm gonna try to trail this thing up a little bit. There we go. Hit our target. All right. That was okay. Kind of a... Could have been in a lot lower, but, you know, what can you do? Certainly think this thing can trade up into the maybe the 64 area, 63, possibly. So we're down only $230 there after being down about 510. So we'll take it. I really haven't traded the best this morning. Some mornings are like that. Oh, the pushing on up here, testing that VWAP. 61. $62. I think we at least get 63 before we kind of get a turn back down here, but 62.50. Not quite to 63. Should push on into there. Need one more little burst up. And there's 63. Now it might. We may get a pullback here now. If it keeps going, I'll be surprised, but it might. It just might do it, guys. Who knows? If you guys haven't already, hit that like button for me. Subscribe if you're not yet subscribed. Appreciate it. There's a little pullback. Rejecting the VWAP so far. Probably going to have a decent little pullback here, maybe into the 50, possible. Maybe. Kind of turn that area of resistance into some support there. You know. So that might be a nice little long entry there if it trades back into the 50. We'll see. Then probably put the ES back to the 80 level too. Kind of test that 80 level. Use it, turn that resistance into support there. Now, if we lose the 50, it's also where the pivot is, then we might just sell back down. Might just be a VWAP rejection and sell back down. We shall see. Holding up so far. Both ES and Nasdaq kind of rejecting the VWAP there together. ES back to 81. Want to see it retest that 80. All right, let's see what happens here. May have a deeper pullback here on the NAS because the ES not quite to that 80 yet. So might be a little deeper. ES is at 81. Got one more point. ES down to 80.75. It's for sure going to trade back into the 80, so make it a little second here. Well, we say for sure, but you know what I mean. It may not. Bouncing off the 50 for now. Not super in love with it just because the ES hasn't tested the 80 yet. Didn't quite get to where I think it should get to, but may not go back that far. I mean, we were 3 ticks away. It's pretty close. I wanted to take this long here, but the ES didn't quite trade back down as far as I wanted it to. So, just waiting. I expect another push back down. Unless it gets above 85. If it gets above 85, then we'll, maybe it doesn't push back down. But as long as it hangs out below the VWAP, I'd expect another push down. Just kind of waiting and watching. See if we can't find one more entry. Kind of pushing back up on sell volume here. Not really any buyers to speak of, so that's kind of that's why another reason why we're not participating yet. Yes, kind of rejecting that VWAP once again. All right, we may just be entering here. If we break 60, we get through that VWAP, we'll just take the ride into the 70 there. Got some buyers coming in here. Like I said, kind of wanted to enter in the 50 area, but thought the ES might pull back a little further than it did. So just kind of watching here. If the buyers disappear, then we're going to just kill it. But we want to see the buyers continue to push here. Kind of watching. too quick, but we're going to move it anyway. Yeah, it's just going to stop us. I just don't like being up there at the top, and now it's going to go, but I don't know. I felt like I missed my entry. Felt like I missed my entry there. I think this thing probably trades into the 70s. So maybe to 71. But the problem is I just don't trust it 100% because I still feel like the ES could come back and clear that 80 one more time. Just hard to know there when you don't take your entry that you're thinking of. I mean, could have got 10 points off that, but this thing really didn't have a whole lot of buy volume on this move up. And then not only that, like I said, I think the ES is going to retap that 80 one more time. And this very well could just sell off from here. So ES pulling back into the 81. Let's see what happens here. If we breach that 45 area, then look for another move back down, maybe into the 30s. ES back to 81. Of course, as you see, we're retesting the 50. ES is at 81. I want to see it just tap 80. Doesn't have to sell through it, just tap 80. That's all I was looking for a minute ago. 3 ticks away from 80 and it just didn't do it. 4 ticks away this time. Back to 3 ticks away. I don't know if it's going to get there. It's just hanging out. I literally went back to 80.75 there for a moment, and then yeah. All right, now we're down to 80.25, so that might be fine. Now let's take a long. I'm not going to look for too much, guys. We're just going to take it at, I don't know, 60, 61, something like that. I don't want to see it go now. Gots to go. Gots to go if it's gonna go. It's going to be kind of eyeballing that 50 area. If we trade through there, then I'm not going to love it. But I'd like to see it bounce here. Just taking it off. It's just not going. I mean, even if it is going, there's not any volume here to push this up. Could easily be flipped. I mean, it might go right to where I thought it was going to go, but not in love with it. ES did trade back to the 80 exactly. So that's kind of what I was looking for. It's trying to bounce now, but we're already down a couple hundy right here, a couple of hundred. We don't want to give anything back, you know, as far as we don't want to dig a deeper hole on something that we're not 100% sure about, right? If we're not feeling it, may as well take it off. If we're not 100%. At first, this is kind of what I was thinking earlier, you know, bounce off the 50 and trade up above the VWAP, at least to the VWAP. But I was thinking the ES would trade back to the 80, and it traded back to 80.50. There was a volume imbalance there on the ES, and that's kind of why I was thinking it would trade back to the 80. You can see we got this little imbalance here. And almost always these imbalances like to get repainted. So we pulled back, didn't repaint the imbalance, popped out, and then we pulled back a second time. We did repaint the imbalance that time. So doesn't mean we, in this 80 area also was kind of resistance earlier. You can see these wicks trying to get through there. And then we finally made it through there, so that would kind of be an area of support now. So it's kind of what I was looking at there. Thinking that, you know, trade back to 80, maybe bounce back up, clear the VWAP, and then take out these equal highs here because we got, well, we didn't take out the midnight high. Did we? No, right there. So you got those two equal highs right there. So kind of figured that it might target that, but now it's kind of losing the 80. And you can see we're kind of pulling back as well. So it's kind of the other side of the coin there. If they don't hold 80, then probably going to pull back into this 30 area. Sellers coming in kind of strong here. Let's kind of watch this. Let's see. This might be that little push back up before the sell-off. Typically, these whole numbers, if you break below it, it likes to push back up. Let's see if the ES gets going here. Just kind of watching here. Right here at the whole number, we also have a pivot here as well. So just be careful here. Alright, we're going to try to take this long here. Might just stop us out quickly. If it's going to push, it should just push right through there. Feels like it's gonna sell now that I'm looking at it, but yeah, it looks no, it's kind of a stupid entry. Kind of stupid. Just kind of watching what goes on. Get the sellers to come in here, then we're just going to take a short. There we go. We'll take a short. Target maybe 35. Come on, don't bounce here. Gotta push through here. There we go. Don't want to put in a little double bottom here. Let's just get through there. Alright, stopped out there. I don't know why I moved the stop. No real reason to. No real reason to. I'm quite certain this thing's going to trade down into the 35, but we moved the stop. Don't know why. As you do sometimes. Coming up on the 430 here, probably going to get a nice little swift push down. Possibly. No, not much happened there. Probably get punished for this. I'm thinking about entering short again. I don't know. Probably not a great idea. Not a great idea here. We'll do it anyway. This is going to be our last trade, win, lose, or draw here, guys. Need to get some sleep. And there comes the punishment. Want to see the sellers come in and push this thing on down. If it continues to push, we'll just kill it. You know, I was short from up here, and then moved my stop, as you guys saw, and then did what I do and enter short again at a worse entry, which is stupid. Well, I'm trying to give it a second here to see what happens, but thought sellers were coming in there for a second. Now buyers are kind of showing back up. There's the punishment. That's what happens. So anyways, we're going to call it a night there, guys. I'm going to go get some sleep before the New York session starts. We'll be back live for New York, 9:30 a.m. If you guys haven't already, hit that like button, subscribe, and we will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.